I've decided to give birth at home and not go to the hospital. And here are the three main reasons why. Initially, this idea came to me intuitively in the first trimester when that nauseous period started and we returned from a trip back to our home, and I just breathed such a sigh of relief. I felt a sense of safety that I couldn't find anywhere else. During pregnancy, it's like all your senses are turned up to the max. And there, that feeling of my home is my castle, it was really palpable. Right there in my own space, there was this, stability and certainty that I wanted to be here. Everything here is on my terms. So the first reason is that I'm not entering someone else's territory. Instead, someone is coming into my space where my rules apply and everything is for me. I know every corner here. I know how to create a safe atmosphere. I can lie in the tub. I can do whatever I want here. Second, I want the gentlest natural birth possible without any interventions because I trust my body deeply. I know that on a hormonal level, if there are no contraindications, the right hormones are produced to allow this process to happen as naturally as possible. Medicine is a great helper where natural birth wasn't possible before, but it's not a tool to completely overhaul or interfere with this natural process. And as someone who's worked with the body and mind my whole life, I know how overloaded doctors can be. And when these midwives are rushing around and can't give you proper attention, you're basically left to deal with it all on your own. Before preparing for my birth, I actually thought there were good maternity hospitals, for example, in Russia, that also support gentle birth. But when I started preparing, I learned that often doctors who even promise you it'll be gentle and intervention free are simply not ready, not able, and not capable of giving you that within the realities of the system they operate in. Medical interventions give us control over the situation, and we can sort of predict when things will happen if we add some stimulation to the process and so on. In some cases, it can undoubtedly help and save lives, but in others, it's a forced intervention by medical staff because they simply don't have enough time for the number of women they're seeing today. If everything goes well, there won't be any interference with the natural process at home. So the risk of intervention is actually lower. But when you go to a hospital, you enter a system with its own rules, deadlines, and allotted time. This is just my opinion. I'm not claiming to have the ultimate truth. I believe every woman has the right to decide what to do with her own body, but this is how I feel. And I know natural birth is often associated with something very woo-woo, as if you're doing it secretly in a field somewhere and are completely against medicine. But that's not the case. There are many reasons why I might not have agreed to a home birth in any other situation, and I'll talk about those in the next video.